can I say about the Pixel 8 Pro that hasn't already been said? We all know everything about the Pixel 8 Pro right now. We know that there's the flat screen. We know it's very strong glass. We know it's that silky touch on the back that we all love. Matte finish again. Thank you. We know that there's a 50 megapixel camera that we can now shoot in full 50 megapixel photos with. We know that there's a Pro mode. We know that there's the temperature sensor on the back with the updated camera bar. We know all of this stuff, right? So I don't have to recap that for you. What I do want to talk about is the camera and my experience with it. I took this camera and I compared it with the Pixel 7 Pro, the iPhone 15 Plus, because I had the Plus at the time. I now have the Pro Max. I exchanged it. The iPhone 14 Pro Max and the Pixel 7 Pro. So I took these 4 phones and I went walking downtown in Lynchburg, Virginia. There are a lot of like beautiful old Southern style houses with like the big wraparound porches and like the turrets and stuff. It's super cool. It's kind of still up and coming, but there's it's a beautiful area. The pictures I got from this phone in 50 megapixel mode, which is what I was shooting in, are the highest quality photos I have ever shot in any device. I swear to you, the colors are incredible. Usually it's not oversaturated, especially if there's something skin tone or like a skin tone, like maybe bricks or dirt or a tree or something like that. It kind of balances it out a little bit, which I thought was interesting. I'm not sure why exactly that happens, but I had a lot more luck in the photos that had some grounding browns and blacks and grays and that kind of thing, more so than like there's you'll see here in a second, there's like a bright blue painted house with like the sky in the background like that. Sometimes those kind of photos got a little bit oversaturated, but very few and far between. I don't consistently shoot in 50 megapixel RAW, even though I love that, because not everything I take needs to be 50 megapixel RAW, and it does hang for a second. If anybody remembers the original Pixel with the HDR Plus option, it would take the photo and then hang for a second because it was processing more data. It's the same thing. So it is a little bit slow, but that's okay. It's a good trade-off, especially if you have a tripod or if you're intentionally taking photos, not really just kind of snapping around, you know. It's not going to work great for that. But the like I said, the photos I get out of this are the highest like computer wallpaper quality, like calendar quality photographs I've ever taken. And I'm very, very excited to actually take this somewhere next summer, like the desert again maybe, or going on vacation, or, you know, taking some real photos of significance, not just testing it in downtown Lynchburg and seeing kind of what I can get from it. Oddly, I know this is not an iPhone review, but the 15 Plus, I was very disappointed by the 15 Plus cameras. I don't have the photos on me. I don't know where they went, but I compared the iPhone 15 Plus camera with the XS Max camera, and the XS Max camera blew it out of the water, which I think is really sad because the XS Max is like 5 years old at this point. With the comparison between the 14 Pro Max, 15 Plus, the Pixel 8 Pro and Pixel 7 Pro, Pixel 8, the pixels were pretty similar. Obviously the 8 was better as far as the color science, the processing was better because of the new Tensor chip and whatever, but because of the 50 megapixel mode. Video, on the other hand, I also, took some video while I was downtown. It was a little bit windy that day. It was kind of blustery. It was kind of cold. So it was a good day to test video capabilities, actually, because then we got to hear how each of these phones filtered out wind noise or background noise or, cars driving by on the street, that kind of thing. So I took some video as well. See if we like it.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So this is the Pixel 8 Pro in downtown Lynchburg. The busy street next to me, next to one of these, unfortunately, kind of decrepit but really cool old buildings. There are a lot of these around here. Whole streets of houses, actually. A lot of them are condemned for asbestos or foundation issues or whatever, but they're beautiful plantation-style houses, like with the big porches. Unfortunately, so you can actually see some. Actually, we can zoom on the front screen on a Pixel. See, isn't that cool? A lot of really cool, like, historical houses around here. But unfortunately, a lot of them are condemned with the little, green papers or yellow papers on the doors. Let me know how this looks. Let me know how it sounds. Unfortunately, the front camera on the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro hasn't been great. It seems like the videos and photos that are coming out of it are a little dull, a little fuzzy, maybe a little not very sharp. So let me know what it looks like. Let me know what it sounds like I said. And yeah, we'll test it from there. So, as opposed to the Pixel 8 Pro, this is the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Let me know if there's a difference in color, in sharpness, and in sound. I'm about to walk up that street there, a lot of really cool houses that direction. But yeah, it's a nice, loud, busy spot to test. So I guess we'll see how it turns out. And then last but not least, here's some video from the iPhone 15 Plus. That's the upgrade that I got this year. I did not get the Pro Max. I just like the Plus a little bit better. I like the design. So yeah, you guys tell me what you think, which one is the winner, which one you would trust more on like a trip, on a day-to-day basis, that kind of thing.
So all in all, I am more impressed than unimpressed with the Pixel 8 Pro. There are a couple things that I wish Google would have worked a little harder on. One being portrait mode, not great still. I know In-Depth Tech just did a whole in-depth review of the 5x telephoto lens portrait on Pixel versus iPhone, because iPhone forces you to use the 5x telephoto, and it was much more comparable quality. So I don't think Google needs to force us to use the 5x telephoto, but even on Canva, if you pay for like the premium whatever for editing, there's a background remover tool, and like even with like crazy hair in the wind or little stuff like that, it will take probably 5 to 10 seconds to process, but it does an excellent job and is very precise. I wish Google could maybe offload the portrait mode processing onto their servers, kind of like they're doing with the video mode coming later this year. I think we'd get much better results. Or maybe they just haven't put a lot of work into it lately. They need to just rekey it or whatever, reprogram the phone to understand what its subject and background is and be a little less aggressive. But I do wish they would change that. The selfie camera on the Pixel is not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. I usually end up looking washed out. It usually looks a little bit grainy. And don't even get me started on trying to shoot in like TikTok or Snapchat or something like that, because it's just bad. So if anyone is interested and anyone cares, this is video shot through the Snapchat app, not natively through the camera. And I've noticed that it's very quiet. I don't know why. I don't think it's the same on iPhone. I actually haven't tested it yet, but the zoom thing is still really sensitive, so it's not quite as, that's gotta be, I'm only moving my finger about that much, and it zooms all the way in if you want, but it's, it works. It's not as precise as the iPhone is. I know those apps are supposed to use the camera natively, and it does not seem that they are. So that's an ongoing problem for Google. I wish the app developers would put a little bit more effort and work into being better on more devices, because the excuse is always that there are so many Android phones, we can't program for all of them. Like, yeah, that's true, but there are only a couple major headlining Android devices, mainly Galaxy and Pixel in the US. And outside the US, there is some more, but you know, I mean, it cannot be that hard. It cannot be that difficult. So I really wish that they would do that. The battery life on this has been very good. Sometimes I'll charge maybe once a day just to top up a little bit. Like I'll be at like 43% by like 5 p.m. and I'll just, you know, in case I'm going to, you know, do something after work or whatever, I'll want to top it up a little bit. Typically it's no worse than that. You know, I'll charge it 10-15% and be done. The Pixel 7 Pro, I was doing that probably twice a day. So this is definitely a big improvement. And actually, compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I've been actually getting are about the same. I guess not a lot better, but about the same battery life out of both, which I think is really interesting because people are raving about this. And I've seen a lot of hate on the Pixel. So priorities. Besides that, I don't have anything new to report. You guys have heard all of it to begin with. All the specs, all the testing, all the Tensor stuff. I'll leave that to other people. This is mainly just a camera comparison. But let me know if I've missed anything. Let me know if this was news to you. Cinematic mode does seem slightly better as well. And then macro mode, I don't really use a whole lot, but I'd prefer to back up and zoom in on something. I get a much, much better result than like putting it right up close to the thing I'm trying to take a picture of. It's just a little bit blurry. It looks more processed. It's just better to back up and zoom in, I think. Not bad. I just don't really use it a whole lot. So let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you were impressed by these photos. Let me know if you have a Pixel and you have found this to be the case as well. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do have a Pixel Fold video from earlier this summer coming out soon, so make sure and subscribe. Keep an eye out for that. Like this video if you don't mind. That tells YouTube that I'm doing what I should be doing. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Also, special shout out. This is the Tongate Rugged Pixel 8 Pro case. Special shout out to Ailey Linda for sending this out to me from Amazon to try out. I really like this case, and I'm going to show you why. So I really like this case for a couple of reasons. It's tough, it's simple, and it's cheap. This case, big, bulky, includes a screen protector on the front, which some people like, some people don't. It's all up to you. This is a very tough case. It does have the little shade for the camera bar, which I think is really cool. A case like this with a belt clip and everything, this quality of case at the AT&T store I work at costs $65. $65 for a case like this. This is $20 on Amazon. I will have a link in the description if you want to check it out. It's a really nice case. I don't use it in my day-to-day because I work at a cell phone store. It's a very cushy job. I don't need this. But when I go alpaca shearing in the spring, because yes, I'm an alpaca shearer and I do that in the spring, I will be using this to help protect against dust, to help protect against dropping or being tossed in like a toolbox, that kind of thing. I really like this. Thanks for sending this out. I'm definitely going to be using this. The other thing that I don't think I mentioned is this is magnetic. I don't know if you can tell, but see that? So it magnets on both ends. Super cool. Check this out. Tongate Pixel 8 Pro Rugged Case. $20 on Amazon. Buy yours now.